Assalamu alaikum everyone. So this right here is October November 2015. Okay. Let's see. Student performance experiment. Describe a simple method the student can use in order to check that the lens has a focal length of 10 centimeters. You may use a diagram in your answer. Take care. So we need to figure out the focal length of a converging lens. Yep. So a convex lens, if I'm not wrong. So in that case, again, बहुत सारे different तरीके हैं, but the basic, the most basic method जो कि आप बहुत सारे papers वगैरह के अंदर जो है वो देखेंगे, and that's exactly what you have as an experiment afterwards as well, is that you have a distant object at least 4 to 5 or 10 focal lengths away, and so that the incident rays are nearly parallel to each other, and then when parallel rays of light pass through a converging lens, they converge onto a single point known as the focal length. तो हमारे पास एक screen होगी. You have a screen and you move the screen slightly forward backwards to make sure that you get a sharp image, and wherever you get the sharp image, the distance between the lens and the screen at that point will be the focal length. So that's essentially the idea. And that's exactly what we are going to do over here as well. So we are going to say use and use a distant image. No, object, sorry. Image तो बनेगी. Use a distant object and form an image on a screen. Focal length is equals to, अब ये detail है, not necessary to add I guess, but फिर भी ठीक है, might as well just complete your answer. Focal length will be the distance between what? Between lens and screen when a sharp image is formed. When you're confident of something, तो एक complete answer दें वो ज़्यादा बेहतर है. It just leaves a better impression on your examiner. On figure 1.1, mark the lengths U and D. The student places lens a measured distance U from the illuminated object. So I'm guessing this right here is going to be U. And then this right here is going to be D from the screen. On the screen, yeah. Take it. He measures the distance D from the object to the focused image. Okay, नहीं 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 नहीं. So distance D जो है is going to be this whole thing right here. That's your distance D if I'm not wrong. ठीक है. So it says he then adjusts the position until a clear image. He measures distance D from the object, which is this right here, to the focused image, which is going to be here. Yep, so that's the correct idea. The distance U is set at 85. The student measures the distance D. He repeats the experiment and obtains the following values, blah blah blah. As I forgot कि ये average वाला जो है वो नहीं पढ़ना नहीं है. So 96.5. So it's going to be 96 definitely. And then 0.5, 0.8, that's 1, 1.1, 1.3, 1.3 divided by 5 is gonna give me 252-ish. तो 96.3 हो जाएगा. Again, एक decimal place के ऊपर है सारे. All the answers are at one decimal place, so I'm gonna answer at one decimal place as well. State one way in which the student can ensure that each measurement of D is accurate. तो मेजरमेंट है, पैरेलक्स एरर हो गया. यूजुअली रूलर से मेजरमेंट है ना, सो अवॉइड पैरेलक्स एरर. पैरेलक्स एरर, सो यू अवॉइड पैरेलक्स एरर. और क्या क्या हो सकता है, बिकॉज यू आर मेजरिंग लेंथ, ज़ीरो एरर. ठीक है, व्हाट एल्स कैन बी हैव? लाइट है, लेंसेज हैं, यूज अ डार्क रूम. All right, so basic simple answers which you can use. This right here was 96.3. Student repeats, figure 1.2, D average. We did that. Okay, so I'm gonna need to bring this table down here. So let's see. Yep, cool. So start your axes from 0 and 30. Cool. 0, 30. So start curling, and the graph shows DAV has a minimum value. Draw a smooth curve of best fit. Take it. So we need to draw a curve of best fit. That's okay. DAV on the y-axis and U on the x-axis. So this right here is going to be x-axis, and this right here is going to be y-axis. So x-axis, where we need to go from 0 to 85. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and yeah, so that's the only option I have. I cannot do anything else. So I'm gonna go with these. The small division right here is going to be 10 units. So I'm gonna go with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. I don't have to go all the way till 100, but okay, khair hogi. DAV, we need to start at 30, and we need to go to a maximum value of 96.3, so approximately 100. How many divisions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. So we can go with 10 each. So 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Alright, so this right here is what it is. Let's move on to drawing the points. U, that's interesting. So at U is 12 centimeter and D is 69. So at 12, D jo hai, that's 69. So that's 10, 12, and 69.5, so somewhere over here. All right. Okay. Take it, that's better. 15 and 45.1, so 15 is going to be somewhere over here, and 45, so 4, 5.1 jo hai, it's just going to be at 45. So 15 and 45. Alright. Next is 18 and 40.5. Next is 18 and 40.5, so somewhere in the middle right here. Okay. 25 and 41.6. 25 and 41.6. Yep. Somewhere like so. And yeah, these are weird. First they're decreasing and then they're increasing. 50 and 62.3. 50 and 62.3, so somewhere over here. And then we've got 70 and 81. 70 and 81. Exactly 81 at 70. Cool. And then 85 and 96.3. 85, 90, 95, 96, and 96.3. Okay. Interesting. So first your line goes like this, and then Oops. Then goes like that. Hmm. It's weird, but it is what it is. So let's see. Use a graph to find the minimum value of DAV. So DAV की जो minimum value आ रही है आपके पास. So the minimum value I'm getting is approximately 40.5 if I'm not wrong. So the minimum value that I'm getting is 40.5. So the minimum value that I'm getting is this right here, at the minimum value to maybe 20, 19 or 20 seems just fine. So 19.5 कर देते हैं. All right. Theory shows that the value of DAV is equals to 4F and UM is equals to 2F. So minimum value for DAV. Okay, let's see. So um all right. So the next question makes sense, and I'm just gonna take this as 40 and this as 20. So yeah. So divide by 4. So 40 is equals to 4F. F is equals to 10. And UM. So the minimum value of U is 20 is equals to 2F and F is equals to 10. ठीक है. So from the values you have in C3, ठीक है. So given that the values are the same, do we have values of the focal length to compare with? ठीक है. So I'm going to say because DAV upon 4F जो है and UM upon 2 जो है वो same आ रहा है, तो I'm guessing yeah our answers are going to be correct. So क्योंकि F की value using DAV is 10 and F की value using 10 using U is also 10, so we are going to say that because both the values are exactly the same, hence we are going to say that yep, the correct value of focal length must be 10 centimeters. Next question says a group of students is asked to determine the diameter of a large inflatable beach ball. One student using a long piece of string to find the circumference. So just one practical difficulty. String too tight. If you draw the string and you draw it too tight around the ball, string too tight, and maybe the ball is not circular. ठीक है, maybe the ball is not circular, spherical, whatever. ठीक है, and yeah, string too tight will squash the ball. मतलब अगर string is too tight, it will actually press on the ball, right? तो जो आपका circumference measure हो रहा होगा, it's going to be less than the actual circumference. Will squash the ball. Directly measure the diameter. तो diameter के लिए you place two long pieces of wood or whatever. So essentially you need two um so yeah, two long pieces of wood and उसके बीच में आपका ये ball आ जाएगा and then we measure the diameter. सही है? So place two pieces of long sheet कर देते हैं, wooden sheet on each side of the ball. ठीक है. Measure distance between the sheets. which is going to be equals to the diameter. ठीक है. So just two ways in which the student can make the measurement of the diameter accurate. So in this case, um, ये जहाँ पे भी हम measurements ले रहे होते हैं, usually take multiple readings and average is a good option to make a value accurate. So take multiple values, multiple readings, and average. ठीक है. So when we do this, अब जाहिर सी बात है, you need to make sure that your sheets are parallel to each other. So you cannot have one sheet going like this and the other sheet going like this. So you need to make sure that they're parallel to each other. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to measure diameter at multiple points, and again, both at multiple points your diameter has to be the same. So the sheets have to be parallel to each other. So there's two ways in which sheets have to be parallel to each other, two ways. I'm guessing you'll have to explain this a little bit. Have to be parallel to each other. Measure diameter at multiple points on the sheet. ठीक है जी. So next the question says the length of a school lab is between 5 and 6. Three students A, B, C are asked to measure the length of the lab. Student A is given 2-meter rules. Describe how you can use to measure the length. Okay, place 1-meter rule and mark. Place another meter rule after that. Repeat. So yeah, of course, so एक के बाद एक meter rule, we are going to put 1-meter rule after the other, and we are going to repeat that essentially till we get the reading. Student B is given a 10-meter flexible tape. How can use the tape to measure the length of the lab? So that's fairly simple. One end. So this tape right here is not like your normal trundle wheel. यहाँ पे readings दी हुई हैं. Alright, so if you see यहाँ पे divisions, so there are divisions on this tape. So this right here is like your measuring tape, where you have divisions over here, so you don't have to go with the circumference thing. So one end fixed to wall, extend to the other wall, and subtract readings. वैसे तो subtract readings करने का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, because let's say for example जो end आप fix करोगे to the other की जगह पे other/opposite कर देते हैं, that's better. Subtract करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, because usually this end right here is going to start at 0, right? Next question, by the way, this is question number 3, all right. Students C, electronic measuring device that is accurate to 0.5 has a range of 60. State one piece of additional needed by the device to calculate the distance. Device emits pulses of laser light reflected from and returned back. It measures the time taken. The speed of light? Time चाहिए, साथ में आपको speed of light चाहिए, of course. One additional piece of information would be, जाहिर सी बात है, speed of light. All right. Then suggest a reason why the device uses visible rather than infrared. अब so you'll have to align you'll have to align this device such that the light will reflect off the opposite and come back to the device. All right, so you won't be able to do that if you cannot see the rays. So yeah, so device has to be aligned. Device has to be okay. Device has to be aligned. So pulse reflects back to the device. Cannot align invisible cannot align invisible radiation. सही है, अगर visible होगा तो हम align कर लेंगे, will be align, will be cannot align. Let's add the term manually. Invisible radiation. So you won't be able to align invisible radiation manually. यहाँ पर लिख देते हैं, सही है. Describe how the student uses the device to measure the length of the lab. So there should be fairly simple. Place device on one side of the room, pointing in the direction of the opposite wall. State one disadvantage. क्या क्या disadvantage हो सकते हैं? Maybe your walls are not reflective. Walls are not reflective. Generally, our walls are not reflective, right? So the walls are not reflective. Then we can say okay, alignment and positioning might be difficult. ठीक है, और बहुत सारे issues practical आ सकते हैं. But again, these are the couple that come to mind right away. Question number 4. Student is asked to determine the resistance or of a resistor. Student is provided with the following apparatus, blah blah. Resistor है 1.5 volts, ammeter voltmeter connecting. ठीक है, तो 1.5 volt का एक cell है and you have a resistor R. ठीक है, of course there's going to be an ammeter and then there's going to be a voltmeter, even though कि voltmeter की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Why? Because we know that R is going to get the whole 1.5 volts. But still, usually कभी भी इस तरह से measurement निकालनी होती है resistance की, you need a reading for both current and potential difference. So it's better to get the V, or better to get the voltmeter drawn as well. Ammeter has one red terminal and one black terminal. Red is marked positive. Explain why terminals of the ammeter are different in colors. Easier to distinguish. Polarity of each end. So yeah, so they're colored different so that it becomes easier to figure out कि भाई what's the polarity on each end. Ammeter and maybe and each end and connect to the correct end of the battery. All right. On your circuit diagram, label with B the black terminal of the ammeter. So I'm guessing ये red होगा. It's connected to the positive. Red connected to positive. Red is positive. So yeah, this side right here is positive. This side right here is negative. So this side right here must be negative. This side right here must be positive. So this point is going to be B. Yeah. Student has 4 cells. In addition, other voltages are going to be 3.0 with 2, 1.5, 4.5 with 4, and 6.0 with, sorry, 4.5 with 3, and 6.0 volts with 4 of these. Draw an arrangement of cells that produces the largest voltage, though they're all going to be in series. Parallel में जो है, they still have the same voltage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है? So they're all drawn in series. Student repeats her experiment using the largest state and explain whether this produces a different value of R. So probably not. So irrespective of how much voltage you have, resistance जो है वो तो constant रहता है. Resistance stays constant. Stays constant irrespective of the amount of potential difference applied. ठीक है. अच्छा, मजे की बात यह है कि यहाँ पे the another correct answer would be कि the resistance changes. Right, and the resistance changes. Why? Because now you have a higher current, and a higher current will heat the resistor and hence change its resistance. Okay, so over here, this right here is applicable also. Another answer is applicable is higher current, higher potential difference will give higher current, which will heat R and increase its resistance. So both answers are correct. अलबत्ता आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि resistance कम हो जाएगी. So you cannot say that the resistance is going to be lower because again that does not happen. All right. That's it for today, kids. October, November 2015. My message stays the same. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section, and inshallah, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right. And good luck with your exams, kids. Dil laga ke padiyega. All right. Make sure that you work hard for your exams. This right here is a crucial time. All right. This is going to decide a lot of things for you in your life. Okay, these are your first internationally recognized exam. Don't screw them up. All right. That would be my suggestion because you screw this up, it's gonna stay screwed for a long, long time. If you get this correct, it's gonna give you motivation to get other things correct as well. Okay? So, with that, bars out.